Hello everyone, welcome to iTeLearn.com, and we are in a JPACT program. So JPACT is primarily a job placement and certified training. So the primary reason we are here today for a week of orientation is the whole goal: get you ready and prepared for the big training that is coming up. All right. So we need to know things. Our awareness of current QA market is very critical. All right. We need to know a lot about it. Our awareness of ourselves, who you are, what is it that you could do into this market is again very important. And then comes in terms of you're aware of what is happening in the QA market. You're aware about your own skills, and then your awareness of how to get to your goal. I think that is what we want to focus on, team. There's nothing more in this. From a technical training and all that, we are sufficiently equipped. I would like to know from the audience if any of you are here for the first time, couple of quick polls so I can accordingly do some introductions to you. So who are you is one that I want to know, team, in terms of your IT career. So there's a poll question on your screen. Please click on the right option at your end and submit your vote. It's primarily talking about where are you in your IT career. You're either absolute beginner to IT, that's option 1. You got some IT, but not significant at all. And since Varkasa Inc., we focus on QA automation. Third option is you're QA or automation trained, but you're not getting the jobs. Or the fourth option being you're working in QA and looking to upgrade to automation, be it for in your own current project, current company, or maybe look out as well. And the last one is you're more of an expert in automation and you settled there. Thank you, team. While I explain, I've got almost 80% votes in. That's great. And we have a very large audience. I really appreciate you all joining as well. So, okay, great. 94% votes. I'm going to close this and quickly share this with you. Oh, wow, 100% votes. Can you all see it at your end, team? So I think we're equally distributed. I don't know if I should be happy or unhappy that no one is an automation expert, the boss. In fact, if you ask me such a question and if I am joining a webinar, I would not vote for it. I would go for working in QA, but I don't have an option there. So maybe somewhere there. But it's good to know, team, not just yourself, but also your competition. All right. Awareness of your competition. The biggest thing, and please remember these specific words that I'm speaking, is I do not want any one of you to try and get into it already knowing that you will fail. We will get into it knowing that we will succeed and we will have a specific game plan. All right. We're going to work on these things, team. We need a personalized game plan. But how can we have a personalized game plan when we have so many moving parts into it? First and foremost thing, team, let's understand the structure of how job market happens. A little basic, but that's important. More importantly, think of all this from an automation and QA industry perspective only. Let's take a color. There are different things, correct? There is you, and I'm not picking color for a specific reason, team. There's your personal arena, all right? Or anything to do with your lifestyle. And that basically links your location, your salary expectation. Let me put it as a dollar. or your family constraints or comfort and so on. Correct? And then there is the other side, which is the client end. In the client side, there are multiple players team, of course. So it's not one user. You have hundreds of people there. All right. And always remember in the back of the mind, each of them have something similar like this. Always remember that. Okay. That is the most important thing that you should be aware. Now, how does this client know that this specific person who lives at a specific place, who wants this money, who has this family constraints, wants a job? Very importantly, that individual needs to update the skills. All right. Remember this word called skills team. Now, based on that skills, he or she could put it into a social media big gray box. And this, what could the social media accounts be, please? Where your details about your skills, your location, your expectations, we wouldn't mention definitely your family. And I'm not interested in passion or anything right now, team. I will get to it a little later, very, very strongly. But as of now, let's keep it there. What do you think is the third one? Where are those choices where this match can happen, where I could go back and join it this way now? Correct? That's all we want, right? That's our intent. Now, for some of you who are already in automation job and still looking at, it is the same flag. And I'm going to talk about that too. Am I not sharing the screen? Oh no, I'm so sorry. I should have done this earlier. I do so much. And I was talking on the results. I'm sorry, team. I should have checked the messages. There were so many people. I just thought this is just hello or a yes or no answer. This is a screen. Can you all now see it? Apologize about that. Yes, great. So let me walk you through what I was talking. Let me take a spotlight here. So you are the user. Oops, another interruption. This is you, team. You are the user, and then you have your personal commitments in life, depending on your location, what you want to earn, what your family is, and you have your skills in green. On the other side, there's a client where there are a bunch of us, similar to us, sitting there and working who have similar things. You want to join that team. Okay. Now, the question is about this gray box. Where in the social media would they keep putting these informations? What are the social media accounts that we can fill in the gray box, team? Anything. Think about them and tell me, please. Where can we have this synergy? See, it's not a one-side problem. You're not the only one who's looking for a job. Desperately, everyone is looking for good candidates as well. So what comes here? Where can we find this network of jobs team? Where do these assignments land? Can you all be interactive with me, please? Job boards, yes, like what? LinkedIn, perfect, indeed. So we have LinkedIn. Oops, no, I'll use this. I have LinkedIn and Dice. We have Indeed. We have Monster, Career Builder, Facebook to a certain extent. I don't know what we can do much with Twitter, but I'm just saying there's so many channels out there, correct? Are we missing anything? Yes, thank you, Fiza. Friends, Glassdoor. Glassdoor, Yeah, word of mouth. Perfect. Now, these are the gray areas. Then there's one more, which is like a green box for us, team. Remember this, okay? It's a little greener, something that where we're comfortable. And that's word of mouth or a referral from a friend or a family that we know. So, you know, inside or personal networking. Thank you so much, Yusuf. Oops, sorry. I almost wrote an R there. How can I undo that? Okay. Personal networking. All right. We need to be able to network with people. And what else? Is this good? Everything? So you're there, you are kind of a location, dollars, skills. Then here are the jobs. Of course, we need a resume somewhere. That is the output of everything. So I'll put something like a resume here. Okay. And you'll keep on working on different versions of it. What's missing, team? Social network. This is all social networks. The fact that is primarily, if I can tell you, solid skill set. There you go. Thank you, Fitza. So I was talking about the skill set, right? How do I know that you have the skill set? Your family won't say, your pay won't say, your education may give me some things, but you know, you're aware that in the current market, it's basically your skill. And if I get straight to the point, how much do you know Java and Selenium and automation frameworks or NCI/CD like Jenkins, Maven, GitHub? That is exactly what we need. And yes, that is in your resume. So what is your resume made of? Let's take a look at it. Now you'll understand everything as to what is coming. And I'm then talk about the user profiles team. Let's talk about the resume. All right. So this is page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. Sounds good. Bad drawing, but at least you get the idea. Page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. What typically goes here? Intro, a summary, tech skill stack, any certifications, employment history. Correct, everyone? Are you all with me? Focus team. This is, remember this. Remember my words on this one. It does not matter what you do in future. It just matters what you do currently. Keep doing the same thing with me every day for the next 6-7 weeks. You'll see the results. So what did we talk about now? Let me remember if I remember. Um, so introduction, summary, your technical skills, any certifications, credits, rewards, and education qualification. Then maybe your project one is starting here. And then what is their team for the rest of it? At the end, maybe you have some personal details like contact, and I would be too boring to write my hobbies or things like that in the resume anymore, team. I want maybe some gatherings. If I attend a TEDx show or some good webinars or so, I may want to put there or some personal details. Yes or no? Everyone's profiles almost look like this. Yes or no, team? Publications, references, yes, absolutely. Now, what is it that is remaining in your resume? In your resume, all these pages are empty, and they need project one, your project two, your project three, then your project four, and then maybe your project five, which is like an internship project, and so on, or a different field, different from automation or internship. Makes sense? Why am I showing you this kind of a template for the resume? Unless I see this, I'm not interested. If I need to recruit anyone in the QA or automation, I want to see at least 4 projects team. And this is my most important thing. Why is this the most important thing? The reason is very, very simple. I'm sorry, I'm just playing it, not playing, but trying to keep colors different. Your personal education qualification is what got you this. This is what got you this. This is what got you this. Yes. And a sum total of all of this is going here into your page 1. That's the summary. So what should your focus be on team? Totally projects. Now, the other aspect which is most important is interviews. I've heard from people who are struggling currently to people of us who are fearing to attend interviews. But the basic crux is one, technical grilling is high. What is the solution for a team? We will master it. No problem. That is easy. That is textbook learning. But most importantly, what is more critical is not your technical grilling is here. Tell me about your project. Yes, in a for 30 for let's say an hour in 30 minutes interview, if you can speak about project for 15 minutes and no one is stopping you, you're done. Project or projects about your previous project. And this is critical, team. Everyone with me on this so far? See, confidence and in terms of this will come there. Now, when we talk about technical grilling, what is it? They will ask you, what is polymorphism or anything like that? Now, let me ask you this question, team. Our diagram is here. Nowhere in this project I've used polymorphism or anything to do with some other technology. Let us say I've not used it, but the interview asks you, what does it mean? Is the blame to the interviewer? No, that maybe the interviewer is right or wrong should never be your question, team. Remember my words again. Some of the statements are very important. You must never doubt the interviewer or the intent. What is your problem in that? You see what I'm saying? If they want to hire you or not, why are you trying to judge their mind from an intent? Let's look at from what they're asking in a conversation perspective. The other diagram, remember? So you are going with this baggage, you have all these things, and now you need a circle of good projects, team. Unless you create a good circle of projects around, we don't know how to build our resume, and that is most critical. And the reason I've arranged this 1 week session is very simple, team. Any questions before I speak a little bit about what we're doing in the organization, what the projects are aligned, and how we are kind of rolling in? All good so far, team? All right. So the context here, let me finish this step and then we'll go to the next one. Oopsie, I did something bad. Like strange questions or write a code. Again, a little out of place suddenly to write a code. The interviewer is very comfortable. Understand these things, team. I will take you through these details very, very in depth. I want to talk a lot about this every day. The interviewer is sitting in a seat which is higher than yours. You're being interviewed by someone else who's saying, okay, I may be junior than you, but I want to ask you a question. By the way, what is this? What is that? Even though you say, I have not worked on it, they'll try and continue to go there. But do not judge their intent. The technical grilling is high. All right. How to master? This is the easiest part, team. Okay. Mock interview questions. How many? 500 questions. So once you learn the basics of anything on Selenium, frameworks, and Java or Python and whatever, and then you go through a list of about 1,000 questions, prepare them rigorously for about 2-3 weeks, you're good in the interview. Yes, but then it'll become a red for you. Why? I would know immediately, great, I love the fact that you know, but where here, where are the projects? Where are the projects to qualify that your skill? Now, this is the chicken and egg story, and always a problem. Where are the projects to showcase your skill? And that is not easy. And then they said, okay, maybe, how about this? The whole planet suddenly started saying that let's introduce some certifications. What does it do, team? Does it get you a job? No. Does it speak well about you? Now you tell me, team. Does it speak, does a certification speak well about you? Absolutely, perfectly, yes. Why does it speak well about you? Number one, you understood the curriculum and the need for a certification. Number two, you took that effort, you approached it, and you went to that and you passed. If you failed, you redid it and you celebrated it. We want winners like you. That is good. All right, to the resume. Okay, nice. The only thing that I would do is maybe have a nicer heart towards you and a little bit more smile, a little bit more respect. You gain instant a little respect. But let us now talk about your previous project. You see where it's going again? Oh, great. Oh, so you're ISTQB certified. Wow. So you're also a UFT certified. Excellent. So you're a third party product like AnyArt or Selenium certified. Okay, what is it? This is what AnyArt does, and this is what I was working on as part of the framework development and all. Okay, nice. Sounds good. That's good. Okay, but let's talk about the project. That is very tense, team. So where does the entire game go? Here. All right. So no, not drawing spotlight. So we know where we are, team. And I'm not saying break it, change it. Yes, I will ask you to push it. Push it more in terms of learning and project work. We don't know who the client is yet, but we know that they will, if they have a requirement, put it either into a gray area, which is our social networks, and that is where we have to very strongly build our portfolio, or into a green bucket of word of mouth referrals or personal networks, right? And that's a big thing, team. Believe me, there's nothing wrong in going to a personal network and saying, here I am, this is my resume, I'm very proud of what I'm doing, and if you have something, tell me please, I'll be interested. But then comes, where is this? What do I do? And that is what is important, team. So what is it that we're trying to do at Verkasa, and how you'll fit in, and then what will be the game plan a little bit, team. So here's my organization, Verkasa Inc. We've been there for about 10 years. I started with QTP training online, and then I was very keen, personally interested in the automation frameworks, especially the keyword driven and the hybrid framework at that time. And all I wanted to do at that time is how to make it easy for an end user. So my perspective of QA and automation is long team. I've been in the IT industry for 21 years, all across sales, development, leadership, but I'm happy in this test automation field. It's pretty interesting. It is one of the first steps towards even artificial intelligence. What was I speaking about? All right. So yes. So here is the thing. No, I don't like this one. Go back on this. I need a little thicker color. And no, that's too thick. This is a bar team. There is manual testing QA or okay, QA manual testing group here. And then there's the automation testing group here. All right. If you look back in early 2000s, there was not much of automation testing except for Mercury Windrunner and Load Runner and a few other test director and so on. And automation slowly started picking up, especially with Selenium, towards more early 2010s. Okay, like 2007, 8, 9, and so on. And since then, the whole focus is how do we move this millions of people from QA to here? And they said, okay, let's do one, let's do this, let's do that. One of the fundamental things that they say is let's teach easy record and run to the users because they don't know how to do it. You record and run it. Then they said write simple scripts using Java, Python, Selenium, whatever you want. Not Selenium, C Sharp, and so on. But you can use Selenium WebDriver and so on. And they said, why don't you create frameworks and so on? And then came what we are seeing in the last, actually, let me undo this. 15 to 19, the big red thing, where 90% of automation projects are absolutely failing. And the number one and only reason is this team. We have not let, sorry, I'm going slow because I'm also having to choose a little different colors sometimes. We did not let the QA to transition to automation testing. Why? We said number one, shift left. Okay, that basically means we'll start at QA early in the life cycle. We'll keep our regressions, everything ready as the deployments happen, the staging and so on. We will kind of push it through. And then we spoke about the concept of CI/CD. I'm not worried about those things, team, but things like more like SDET. We're saying that okay, now shift right has come in, but developers want to move into testing and they want to build frameworks. How would they build frameworks if they don't know what is automation regression testing all about? I personally am not an expert on web services or performance testing or security testing team. I'm a little bit good at automation testing using Selenium and a bunch of tools. That is my space. But SDET is suddenly saying that I want to write programs so heavy and so big that no one can understand. Then how will QA engineers do anything? And that became the breaking point. And in today's market, that is the reason tools like saucelabs.com, oopsie, which is saying software as a service for cloud testing, and you can pay them per use and so on, are there so that you don't have to worry about too much coding. The products, they're products like Robot Framework, where if you know, oops, robot products, robot framework, robotframework.org, open source tool built on Selenium, amazing for acceptance test driven development, and a lot of Python is what they were using to write your tests. They've incorporated concepts of data driven, keyword driven, page object model, and all that into something that is English like understanding. Open browser to login page. Input username, use demo as the username. Input user password, mode as the user password. All the way to how reports come and so on. The whole crux, the whole thing effort is all about this transitioning team. They don't want anything else. They just want testers to be able to run automation tests. And we have not been able to achieve that. And then there are tools like Catalan. I'm being stung by mosquitoes in LA. When I'm working out of my garage at this time, they're pretty deep. All right, everyone good with me, team? The next thing I want to do here is, oopsie, JPACT orientation 1 week, new, Google Sheets. What happened? Catalan Studio, it's coming up. Is user segmentation. So that will help in goal setting. Now, user segmentation. Oopsie, come on. And then I need to have, I'm literally being, user segmentation. Yep, I think that'll be good for today. Let me try and remember what else. All right. So team, like Catalan Studio is another tool. And then I personally have been inspired about what we're doing, and we built this application. So now going back to what we do as Verkasa Inc., our whole passion, motive, objective is to do automation testing team as much as we can. And we've built the entire organization and brand around it. So these are the three prime things that we have. The first is, let me start with iTeLearn, a lot about mastering software testing and automation team. AnyArt is the one where we built the amazing tool to help you speed up from manual to automation. And QA on Air is a platform where you can look at finding freelance QA jobs. A lot of members, there are a lot of projects keep getting posted there as well. Now, the most important thing that I want to bring to the table is on AnyArt team. AnyArt is a product that we've been building for the last 3 to 4 years, and it took a lot of inspiration from tools like robot framework, Selenium, UFT, and so on. If I can talk very simple about AnyArt as to how it works in a simple diagram, this is how what it does. So AnyArt is like a core engine team, and this has been built on Selenium, Java, Apache POI, extend reports, Log4j, and a few of those family of things. And all it does is it tries to understand a simple Excel template where users have written test case, each test case broken down into multiple test steps. Each test step primarily contains information like what to do, the command, where to do, the target, and any additional data that is essential to finish that task. All of this information, once we could plug it in into this Excel, row by row, sheet by sheet, we could make this tool smart enough to understand how the Excel is behaving or where the information is residing. It takes that information, process it down into something that can be sent to Selenium WebDriver, and we are able to run this test on a Chrome, a Firefox, a Safari, IE, Edge, and so on. So that is what AnyArt primarily does, team. Now this Excel template is very easy to learn. The only most important thing for most of you is not data or what to do, but where to do. And that is where you must master XPath. All right. And I'll keep telling you what all you have to master. None of my students should ever have a question on XPath, how to write an XPath to identify an element. And we should not have a question about what each framework is, what they do. We should be very, very clear about it. These are some of the things I'm going to push you very strongly on, team. This is going to be a program that's going to guide you. Now, we also built, yes, a web front end to be able to easily enter this information instead of in Excel into the web UI. So quickly back, I won't spend too much time here. This is what the application is. We've integrated all the different types of frameworks into one, Selenium and Java. Very, very simple to use and good reports at the end. Some details about architecture. We'll go through a lot of these things, team. But all I'm saying is that there are two things about AnyArt that's happening that will be of interest to you. So what is it for me? Actually, three things. Let me take a different color, maybe yellow. So with AnyArt, number one, we could do certifications. We could certify that you're an AnyArt certified tester or a developer. So an AnyArt certified tester or developer primarily is one. If you know how to write this test in the Excel or in that online portal and run the tests and look at the results, then you're an AnyArt certified tester. If you know how to write the code of a framework or maintain it, or things like how this whole engine is working, then you're an AnyArt certified developer. If I add a little bit more on CI, CD, Jenkins, Maven, GitHub, or anything to do with continuous integration and continuous delivery for the build process, then you become an AnyArt certified SDET, software development engineering test. These certifications you will definitely be going through, and I will make sure no one will fail. Not that I have to issue a certificate. It's just pretty easy, like, start an exam, go through it, keep attempting multiple times. But you will learn this deeply. So AnyArt will help you through the certification. Second is we have some external client projects, and we are really working on them. So what happens is this is certifications. You will be able to put some of the client projects that you work along with us into your resume and build this product up. The third thing, and build your resume up, sorry. The third thing is you could be part of the AnyArt development team, where we are consistently developing this application to launch new features of it. And all of this team are great to take it into your resume. Remember, AnyArt may not be recognized at the place where you go for an interview or in your resume. But if anyone asks you what is it that you do, you can specifically say how you got the certification, how you got a client experience implementing AnyArt, or how you worked on AnyArt at the back end developing it. That is what we are doing, team. So for us, it is great benefit if we have certified professionals who know how to use this Excel. That's it, at least to begin with. And I'm going to show you through this 1 week training how we can do some of this activities as well. All right. Now, any questions before I do a quick user segmentation, and we'll talk about this in the next one. So user type, I'll say username. This is what I'm planning to do, team, primarily, so that you're all clear. I want to talk about different type of us. When I say different types of us, each of us have been coming from various backgrounds and so on, right? I don't know if I want to use human names or just use maybe country names. I'll say something like Australia is the name of human. Paris. How about Japan? I don't know. Just adding a few names, team. So don't go by it. It's got nothing to do with countries. Just user names. Let's say Africa. Let's put any suggestions for names? A few more, audience. Just random country. Canada, sure. India, sure. Brazil. Okay. All right. Dubai, sure. Can I enter? One more sedan. Sweden. Sorry, I thought you said Sweden. Okay, I'll keep it here, team. Now let us assume that these are different names of people in the QA industry. Okay. When I say QA automation IT team, for me, my whole intent, if you go back to my website, it is all on QA automation. That's it. We run a company. We're just not a training organization. Hence, we have that opportunity to be able to give you that project exposures. Which slide? Where am I? Here. Okay. So various QA people globally. All right. Now, how do we differentiate them? I think we can leave aside gender and location for now, team. Fair enough? Gender does not matter, and where you are, let us assume it does not matter because QA or IT is kind of equally divided. What would be the columns that I would have to put some details? How would I rate if Mr. Australia or Miss Paris or Mr. Japan? How would I rate them? Against what parameters? Can you tell me, please? Yes, manual, automation. Correct? I'll say skills as well. Okay. Maybe certifications too. Okay. Years of experience. Okay. And that's it, team. Communication skills. I'm not worried. I'll make sure everyone will communicate correctly. If you can speak English, that's more than enough. I don't care about the accent. As long as you can modulate your voice like I do, up and down. Junior, senior, maybe it'll come years of experience. Current position, current status. Yes, absolutely. What are you currently doing is important. Why are we trying to do this, team? I'm trying to do this, so I want each of you to belong to one of these groups. Is that effective and clear? You need to decide which group you will be in. I don't want to decide you based on your communication or your gender or your location right now. How about number of years of gap? You gave gap a lot or not, correct? Possible? And let us say your entry to IT, your entry new. So that would say actually here, but I might require your age, team. Why would I require your typical age? And I'll tell you this. Out of these, I'll just say that Africa is 21 and Dubai is 22. Oopsie. How does this matter? And I'm going to say, and don't take it bad if I name any age group, big team. Oopsie, 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 oopsie. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. I'm reducing the column width a little bit. And let's freeze this. How do I freeze the panes? Format, data, filter views, freeze panes, tools, format. right click. How do I freeze this pane? Merge cells. No. I love asking questions sometimes in the live class going because it's easier for me than figuring it out. Filter views. No, it's just a filter view. Oh yeah, how did I forget? It's just pulling this. There we go. And this. Now we could. So even if I scroll. And then let's say I give Paris 45. Is that fair? Please, sorry. And maybe Brazil 43. See, the priorities change immediately. We have a lot more to do. How about number of projects? We're saying years of experience, but number of projects, are we talking about that? These are important, team. Now let us assume and put this like this. So someone with 21 years has no manual or automation or skills or certification. This is 0. Current position is this gap. So everything is like a blank slate. Okay. Now when I start here, I already have 22 years, certifications maybe 5, skills XYZ, and manual yes, automation no, current position strong. But what about the role, team? So when we talk about the position, we should also talk about the role. When I say strong means they're comfortable, they're not looking at moving. But this current position, looking good at current job. That's what this means. Um, and the same thing could happen with anyone on that segment. And that is where you need to realize thing. How do you put the number of projects? Where do you put? So someone with years of experience, maybe they're looking at more um, working, or rather need. This is an important column, so I'll. I'm not speaking team, I'm just trying to kind of put it in there. And this is not the sheet which we will do counseling and one-on-one skill gap analysis and all that, team. This is more to identify where you are and what we're going to try and accomplish. So very quickly, let's look at these two extreme patterns. I'm sure a lot of us could be around the 30, 32, 33, 35, maybe 28 or 38, maybe 28 as well. This age group. And the number of projects could vary. Maybe you have 2, maybe you have 10, which how many are relevant or not. Maybe you have 5 year, you have 0. And this kind of keeps going. And your purpose here is you want to cover gap and get on. You want to get to know what to do. So primarily, and need total guidance from beginning. And this I mean to get to know what to do in leading my QA team. So it helps them to kind of get to know what is automation all about. So that purpose becomes very, very important thing. Your purpose must be rock solid. Do you have the right purpose? What do you want to do? Get a job, get into learn things, or apply for a promotion, work on projects. This is what it is all about. We need to identify who you are, where you are. Now, depending on once we identify it, I want to talk about what we have to do. So there are only three things, team. Like I was saying in the document, where was it? I don't think I wrote it here. But primarily, this learn and earn, correct? Is this right, everyone? You learn something, you earn something. Actually, not, team. You cannot simply say, I learned it, earn, then we'll all get job. It is all about what you do. And then you can say, all right, now it sounds good. I could earn it. And that is where this whole diagram that we drew initially will play correctly into your mind. Which one was this? The first one? Yep, this one. So if just by having a good resume with skills may not work, you need the holistic approach, team. And for me, it's very simple. And this is where I'll end my session also, team. You want a program, you want a game plan. Understand what we're doing. Just learning will not let us get a job. We need to do a lot of things. And that is where I believe with Varkasa as we do. If you're talking becoming a software like a developer, Java engineer, DevOps engineer, or a data scientist soon enough, then we're not the right place. But if you only focus on test automation team using some tools like Selenium and other things on Java, then you're perfectly there. That is all that we have as a plan. Now, each of these sessions that we're going to go through is going to talk about building profiles, resume, what it should look, what should we speak about. Um, where was this last one? See, we were talking about technical learning, right? So this is all they'll get to ask you. If you are able to speak comfortably about your projects, then we could. We need to take you from that current state of A to B team, and that's very important. That is where we are. Great. So I'll see you back in the next session, but open to any questions, and I'll be happy to maybe unmute you and hear from you as well, team, if anyone would love to. So you can raise your hand and go to meeting. If you have a question, I can unmute you. Anyone with a question can also put in the chat. Okay, I see 3 hands raised. Let me see. Yes, so there's one question that's come from Nalini. I'll just quickly answer. Could you please talk about the salary hourly rate differences between experienced, yes, experienced manual QA and Selenium automation tester? How big is the difference? So quick answer. So let us say we are about 8 to 10 years in the QA industry, and there's someone who's in the automation, test automation for 3 to 4 years. Your pay might almost be the same. In US especially, team, or most of these countries, um, the pay scale doesn't change too much unless you get an architect level and so on. But however, um, if you've got that functional or domain expertise and you've built the authority on the system, on the process as a manual test engineer, though you don't have automation, you have the functional domain knowledge, you know everyone in the org, you would get a better pay. All right, that's more important, to have a very strong hold on the functionality. From my perspective, automation is writing a program and sitting aside, let it do its thing. But if you want to be a test engineer, you should know that application in and out. How long is this JPACT program? So we're doing this 1 week, and then there is the other program that will start soon. This is the, where is that, 6 week? Yeah. So this is the 6 week thing, and it'll end by mid of September. But this program is very interesting, team, and I wanted to actually go through this. See, I've kind of divided them into 4 areas. We'll go from manual to automation. I'll take AnyArt and have you do a project on it, and you'll also see how a group interview or a few mock interviews in it. Then we'll do little automation, Java programming, frameworks, and so on. One more project, one more round of group mock interviews. Then SDET, we'll talk a lot about CI/CD, not necessarily all of them, but at least get to know some of them and so on. Definitely these tools are very important. Then our certifications that I've already spoken about, AnyArt Certified Tester Developer, SDET, and all the third-party things. But primarily, remember one thing, team, at iTeLearn, you have one membership. It gives you access to everything that you see. So that is something that you can really look upon, because a QA engineer's journey is a lot of learning, team. From the next session onwards, we'll start building resume. We'll start talking mock interviews. We'll start talking about how we attend, how we groom ourselves. Let me take some questions on the call. Yusuf, do you have a question for me? Sorry,
No.
unable to hear. No? All right. Thank you. Vijaya, you have a question for me?
No.
Yeah, hi. Go ahead, please. Oh, you said no. So, team, if you have a question, raise your hand, please. If you don't have a question, minimize it. I just put all the hands down. Question, raise your hand and go to meeting. Let me see. In the beginning of the session, you mentioned between 2015 and 2019, there's major failure. Yeah, that's a big topic. Currently, the job market is good for which field, manual or automation? Team, unfortunately, the current market is totally into automation. And they're confused and hence into automation. And the belief is automation engineers know also manual testing. Unfortunate, but you need to learn automation. I will keep it interesting. I'll keep it easy. You will love it. And I'll also get you the product certification. So stay on with it. Fiza, thank you. Team, how much is the program? Okay. So I can quickly show you. We have the iTeLearn.com/pricing. So if you from website, if you go to the new memberships, you will see our pricing. But again, for those of you who are here for the first time, just letting you know, only for our old members and just the new ones who are joining, we have a specials going on. This is the link. I can keep this active for another 2 days, team. We've just been getting so many calls for members trying to join. I'm going to put it to you in the chat. So look at it. It's giving JPACT at a 50% off. That is what I'm kind of taking you through. You can always have video access and just the yearly training access. JPACT does certifications, resume building, everything for you. All right, team, any other questions then? Do I have any hands raised? I do. Let me see. Shanti, you have a question for me? 1 second. Self muted. Fiza?
Yes.
All right.
Are you
Go
listening
ahead,
to me,
please.
Karthik?
Yes.
Okay. I have a question. You talked about
Mhm.
automation is the current field where you see most of us going. But I am
Yeah.
very new to programming, and I'm not sure if
Yeah.
that is something uh, I should be considering.
Yes. Absolutely. I'll tell you why. Because see, remember this diagram that I was drawing? All right.
Hmm.
So here I was talking about a lot of things. I'll just use a spotlight. I was saying AnyArt, right? How is it built using Selenium and Java is very technical. So it goes deep into the coding. But to maintain the Excel, to run tests, to update them, to look
Mm-hmm.
at results. You don't need any code knowledge at all. And that is easily done in the structure. To be part of the CI/CD environment, you don't need. So everyone in a QA team does
Mm-hmm.
not need to know coding. That is what
Mm-hmm.
I want to emphasize. However, I will not. I will push you to learn Java. You may not like it, you may not want it, but I want you to be aware of it. Just see it till whatever extent you can. But there are other opportunities. One more thing, no one masters anything in a single attempt. So it'll take a couple of attempts for us. So what I'm telling everyone, and thank you, Fiza, for bringing this up,
Mm-hmm.
go to your online courses, go under Selenium, and look, team, you have access to all of these courses with your membership. It's not like Udemy where you have to pay for each course. It's one membership because I know in the QA industry, I can't say that, oh, okay, you learn Selenium, but you have to pay again for ISTQB or PMP. No. One platform, you get everything out here. So let's say if I go to Selenium, what I suggest people to do is go to a previous batch, which is completed. These are all the previous batches for the few years, and take one batch and watch this like a Netflix series right from the day one. And I'm logged in already as a user. If you are not a regular user, the same thing. If you're not a signed in user, you would not see these videos where there are the remaining 25 sessions. Um, no, actually, this one is a different one. It's all about automation tools. I think the other one. Put this link. I want you all to watch this one. And like Netflix, don't pause, don't rewind, don't forward, do not try and practice, just take note. It will give you a lot of idea about what we are doing, team. And then in the live sessions that we will start doing almost the same thing over and over again. It'll be a great refresher. And the second time when we do it in the live schedule, you'll practice along with me. When you're practicing, your Java will become easy. We will not learn Java to become developers. All right. We're not trying to become Java developers. So our whole focus is, though my coding skill is weak, does not matter. We learn enough to get in through it. And that is why I wrote this statement that, how to master easiest part. We will learn this. This is easy. But once we start working a little bit, you like it and it'll register.
Thank you so much, Karthik.
Sorry. Short question, but such a long answer I gave. Thank you.
It was very much needed. Thank you so much for giving me that confidence. Thank you.
Thank you, Fiza. Um, I have a few more. I don't know, Vijaya, if you have question. Shanti, Nazir, your hands are up. This was the curriculum team for the 6-week program. So we're going to go from manual to automation. There's nothing much to learn in manual. It's about how we prepare to test our applications. But how do we start moving to automation? And then we'll keep going. And the other interesting training that we just completed or still doing is this one, team, where we're kind of comparing all the automation tools one by one. So Selenium, Catalan, AnyArt, UFT, and now we just started robot framework. So that is something you can look at a little bit more leisurely. So I will specifically guide you what you should watch based on where you belong. I want you to choose one category. Based on this, we will make a roadmap for you all. Individually, not possible. As a profiling, yes, and we'll add a few more if we need to. All right, great. Thank you, everyone. I have a few hands raised. I'm going to try and unmute and see if they have a question. Shanti, you are self-muted. Nasser, I'm unmuting you again. Or is it for the first time? Do you have a question, Nasser?
Yes, Karthik. So my
Yes.
question is, this, like a pricing, it applies to the new members or the old members? The
Yeah.
same.
So Nazir, my only challenge is some of my members are YouTube members, some of them are website members and so on. So whoever has this link called specials can do it. It's not publicly there. So if you're part of this webinar, then yes.
Sure. So if somebody choose, like to register and pay, like whatever is the, payment,
Yeah,
then they will have access to these videos, or
correct.
how it's gonna
So
work?
you can have just access to the live videos only. You can participate in the live trainings because a lot of people want a program. When they look at videos, they don't finish. Sometimes they don't have the rigor or discipline sometimes we require. So they choose between video access or take something with live schedules that they can join, or JPACT, which is everything along with job placement and certified training.
Sure. Thanks, Karthik.
You're welcome, Nazar. All right. There we go. 1 second. All right, I think we're good. I don't have any more questions. I see a few in the chat. Let me see if I can quickly finish them. What is the weekly commitment for this course? Good question. 1 hour, 1.5 hour training. So that's about 5, let's say 7 hours of training. And let's put about 13 hours of practice. Give about 20 hours a week, please. If you really want to make it, 20 hours a week. And you will have to help me find out how you make that time. That I can't solve. You have to find it. We can adjust if you want to do weekends, weekdays, late nights, early mornings. That's your call. 20 hours, 6 weeks. Yes. No, 20 hours per week, I'm saying. It'll be about 6, 7 hours of training per week, but 12 to 13, 14 hours of practice and project work that you'll do along with the team members. And team, all of you will be on different Skype groups. There are project groups. There are various Skype groups that you'll be part of. So I'll kind of guide you once you're onboarded. Other question: what is the weekly? I'm sorry. When does this program officially begin? So training is starting. The official training subject is starting on the 27th. But from today till the end of next week, we want to talk about what is it that why and why should we learn? How did we put ourselves? Get us a roadmap and identify what skills and where do we go. Pick up a group and start being part of it. For AnyArt certifications, we need to learn by ourselves. No, AnyArt certifications, you have one, we will go through our training, and there's also, if you go to anyart.com, our main website. So here you have it says 7 hours, but it's like more like 9, 10 hours overall training team on AnyArt. It is freely available. It's not a paid training. You can all watch these. There are about 9 videos. It talks a lot about testing. And for this specific training, I remember when I did it in 2017, there were almost between 500 to 1,000 people attending live. And that was phenomenal. So I really liked it. You should watch these videos, team. So this is where I want to guide you slow and slow. So it's about almost considered like an 8-week program, 7 to 8 week. All of them will be group projects, team. So a lot of group project activities that we'll do. And a lot of Skype interactions is what I'm recommending, because we need to be very agile, quick in communications. All right, thank you everyone. Omar, do we need to sign up for second year package in order to get one active participation? So, okay, just about the membership, let me quickly clarify. With the videos, you just get to access the videos. You can log in from one machine wherever you want and start watching. With the iTeLearn, the $250 year membership with the discount, you also can attend the ongoing live trainings, whatever we're doing on GoToWebinar. So that puts you onto a schedule. The other one is a JPACT, where you have a 2-year membership. So here you have to kind of renew every year. Here you have it for 2 years covered. So if you look at it, yeah, that's what it is. Any tools needed? Lot of tools needed, team. And some of the members are also talking about PMP trainings and so on. So there are tools, there are skills that are required to kind of go through it. But as of now, I want to keep it simple. I will not confuse anything except for this couple of video pages that I'm sharing and this training that we will do. I want you to just relax in your seat for a few days and then we'll kickstart. You will be working with a group of people, team. Remember that, a group of students along with us. No, you don't need to pay for any of the tools. Most of them are open source, or some of the tools are free versions. The only thing that we pay are typically something like hosting, GitHub, and so on. But otherwise, most of it are open source. So don't worry on that. Trial versions are open source. That's what we will do. What's the link for AnyArt? AnyArt.com, NYAUT.com. And team, that's a full-fledged, totally implemented application. All you need to do is watch this demo video, click on join us, sign up, and once you log in, you'll be able to see the entire application. This is a very, very intense application in terms of automation and manual testing. So I have a dashboard that talks about everything that I'm kind of putting in, a test plan with tests, application modules, test cases, test steps, reusable components like element, test data. So we'll go through a lot of this team in the training as well. Test run setup, test run results. Yep. AnyArt works on everything, Mac, Linux, Windows. So these are the only simple instructions. Once you sign up and you log in and you start creating, you have the Excel template, and here's how it goes on. A simple Excel template, if I can show you. 1 second, team. No, that's a client one. I can't show you, team. Not this one. But I'll show you a few more as we keep going along. You can learn AnyArt by yourselves absolutely and get certified. I will share you the links, and once you kind of register and you have the tests also ready, already kind of put in place, you just have to keep it taking this test on it. AnyArt.com/ACT exam. So you basically get a login, email and access code, and that's what you do. This is for the certified developer. This actually is for the certified tester. Oops. Case matters here. Oops, I think I'm in uppercase. Is the problem. I will send you these links, team. But the easiest way to begin with is go through this demo video on the home page, and it'll kind of guide you through everything. All right, everyone. Sorry I took very long for today's session. I knew I'll have a lot of questions, but let's meet again on Monday. Let's go through. I'll have a lot of templates and everything prepared for you to try and understand how we approach this further. And the whole intent of this next 5-6 days, team, is to take your questions, queries, and give you the confidence on what we'll start learning next. Yes, Nalini, there are a lot of clients who are currently using AnyArt, but not as is, but a customized version. So we customize the tool, white label, and implement it. That is what we're doing. All right, everyone. Thank you then. Take care. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate it. See you back next session. Bye all.